Beirut throughout history. The city first settled by the Phoenicians was probably in existence prior to 1500 BC, and for at least part of its history it was a vassal of the great pharaohs of Egypt. The city has always been the scene of battles. It has been partially or completely destroyed and rebuilt numerous times, and has been occupied by many different rulers. In ancient times, the city was known as Beirutis. In 140 BC, the city was destroyed by Tryphon in the struggle for the secluded throne. After it was rebuilt, Marcus Agrippa, the Roman statesman and general, captured the city and made it a Roman provincial center. Herod, the great king of Judea, built large buildings and held gladiator contests in Beirut. And Herod Agrippa I added theaters and amphitheaters. Under the Romans, the city flourished and became a famous intellectual center, particularly noted for its Roman law school. About AD 551, earthquakes ruined Beirut, and the Arabs captured the city in 635. In 1110, Baldwin I, who was a Flemish leader of the First Crusade, captured the metropolis. But in 1151, the Egyptians attacked from the sea and destroyed the city. From 1177 until Saladin captured the city in 1187, the city was a scene of constant battle. In 1190, Saladin, fearing Beirut's reoccupation by the Crusaders, destroyed the walls and castles. About 1230, John of Beirut built a great castle and constructed walls around the city, far surpassing those wrecked by Saladin. But in 1231, Frederick II besieged the city, taking the entire community except the castle. When enemy reinforcements arrived from Cyprus, he withdrew. The capture of Beirut by the Muslims in 1291 brought the kingdom of Jerusalem to an end. Druze warriors soon sieged the city, which passed to the Turks in 1517. At the beginning of the 17th century, the Druze once again made Beirut a strong, independent city, building up its defenses and developing its trade. The Turks entered the city in 1763, but it was not until 1789 that they were able to free Beirut completely of Druze influence. Once again, a castle was built and the defenses were reconstructed. Nevertheless, they were not strong enough to hold back Muhammad Ali of Egypt, who captured the city in 1830. Austrian, Turkish, and British fleets bombed the port in 1840. And the Turks then occupied it. In World War I, Indian troops in 1918, but the French then took over from then. After the war, Beirut became the administrative center of the French Mandate of Syria and Lebanon. During the invasion of Armenia by Turkey in 1920, a shack city for refugee Armenians grew up outside Beirut. During World War II, the French Vichy government controlled Beirut until 1941, when Free French and other Allied forces took over. An independent republic was proclaimed on November 26, 1941, and Beirut became its capital. After 1975, Lebanon was torn apart by a civil war, and Beirut was severely damaged during the fighting.